Hey, it's going on, guys, Nizo here. Today I'm bringing you another COD Advanced Warfare gameplay. It's just a mash together of clips from a domination game on Solar. I'm using the TAC-19 Breacher enlisted variant, and I'm going to give you a summary of my thoughts on Advanced Warfare now that the game's been out for a number of months, and you would have thought that they would have fixed everything that's wrong with it, and that's partly what I'm going to talk about in this commentary. Advanced Warfare was set to be the biggest innovation to the Call of Duty franchise, and they changed quite a lot with the movement mechanics and how the game feels. It feels like a COD, but it doesn't at the same time because, you know, you're flying around, and they did do the movement mechanics right. The game feels fluid, and the motion works, and that sort of stuff worked from day one, which is all good. What they didn't do right is weapon balance, and the fact that when the game launched, the BAL was completely dominating every other gun in most situations, and now the ASM-1 got buffed to the stage where it does that, even though they said, well, after the BAL everything will be fine, but then they buffed the ASM-1 so that now it's the go-to gun that 95% of the people I see playing use, and that doesn't make a fun game. If you got 95% of your player base using the same weapon, or at least, you know, variations, I should say, of the same weapon. You got the magnitude users and those guys that use a magnitude with advanced rifling and then three-shot you out to like 20 meters or so, which is ridiculous for an SMG. But yeah, I suppose you put up with that sort of stuff. There's been OP guns in other CODs, so alright, we'll look past that as well. At least with Black Ops 2, as an example, we're not going to talk about ghosts, but Black Ops 2 had its overpowered guns, but I could use shotguns and still go relatively good. I mean, don't get me started on the Remington. Even after it was patched, it was still such a good gun. And in Advanced Warfare, you've got the TAC-19, which, after it's been patched, or buffed I should say, has become an alright gun. It's better than it was, it's a lot better than it was, it's a lot more consistent than it was, but it still doesn't feel right. It doesn't handle as I'd like it to. I don't know, it just feels a bit clunky, a bit where the Remington was fluid, and you know, you could know that you were going to get a one-hit kill inside a range, where this is a bit unpredictable. But as I said, they did patch it and it's better. They haven't fixed gung-ho, and the fact that using it on a shotgun makes the shotgun useless while sprinting. But that's something that I hope that they'll rectify in the future. Yeah, connection issues in this game. Not the worst I've experienced. Not great either. Living in Australia and playing at odd times, you do have those lobbies where you just sit there one-barring. But it's not as bad as it was at launch, so I guess they've fixed stuff on that as well. Another thing I wanted to bring up, pistols. In this game, everything except for the RW1 is completely useless if you wanted to use it on its own. In Black Ops 2, you could use the pistols, no problems. Bob's your uncle, you know. You'd run around with a 5.7 or what was it, TAC-45, and no problems whatsoever. But in this game, if you're accurate enough to use up the RW1, that's all good. You'll go good with that. But if not, don't use a pistol. What gets on my nerves is that people don't. They you know, it's blatantly obvious that the ASM-1's the overpowered gun at the moment. So people still go out of their way to use it. If you need that gun to go good, then you're not a good player. If you can't use other guns and try and go good, I shouldn't say that you're not a good player, but you're definitely not trying or giving yourself a bit of a challenge. On this game, we do lose this game. It was fairly close, and it was an alright game. I used the shotgun the whole match, and I don't think I had the most kills, but I was on the top of my team. So that just goes to show you don't considering I was playing people using AS1s and VRs, you don't need to use those guns to go good. But anyway, that wraps up the time for today, so I'll see you guys in the next video. If you enjoyed, leave a like, and have a good one.